All right, let's do this. Okay, so to be successful on this video lesson, you need to know what is the slope intercept form. Slope intercept form. If you know that or how to get there, this is going to be really a really good video for you. So just remember the slope intercept form of a line. M is our slope and B is our y-intercept. So if this number was, let's say, 3, then the equation will be y equals mx plus 3. We have an equation that was, for example, y equals negative mx minus 3, then look at the difference. In this case, the slope is negative. So if the slope is positive, negative should go the other way. If this was 3 and it was cutting here, then if this is negative 3, it should go the y-axis on negative 3. And then it has a negative slope. We haven't specified. Let's assume it's 1 or something like that. Then you're going to have, that's your line. It's not too straight, but okay. Now let's do some examples. You're going to be asked to graph when you're given equations in this form. So let's start. Say give you y equals negative 3x plus 5. Okay, so from here we need to know what we're given. So we have a slope that is negative of 3 and a y-intercept of 5. So I already know it's going to cut on 5 and it's going to go up. But I also need to know how to graph the slope. So the formula of the slope is rise over run. So in this case, when it's negative 3, it's very useful to think it as I'm going 3 down and 1 to the right. And if you keep doing that a couple of times, you're going to be able to solve it. So in this case, it's going to be, as I said, this one, I don't know if I misspoke, this is a positive slope. So we have a negative, but we start in negative 5. We know it crosses there. So it's going to go 3 down. So we go to 2 and 1 to the right. Then you go 3 down again. That will take me to negative 1 and 1 to the right. And this will be your line. This y equals negative 3x plus 5. Okay, that's a sketch. So now let's go and start doing this in a place where we can do it right. So let's do it exactly that one again. Y equals negative 3x plus 5. But now we have the right paper to do a graph, not a sketch. So we do our x-axis and y-axis. Okay. First step, locate the y-intercept. So it's going to be my first step. Locate it in the graph. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I know the graph is going through there. So I can start from there playing with my slope. We saw the slope that is useful to think it as negative 3 over 1, knowing that negative 3 is up and down, and 1 is left or right. Since it's negative, I'm going 3 down. So I'm going 1, 2, and 3, and 1 to the right. Do the same. 1, 2, and 3, and 1 to the right. I can go the opposite. I can go 3 up and 1 to the left. Then all I will have to do is connect. It's really hard for me to connect it with a mouse, but here is the line. And always remember to do the sign of a line. If you don't do these arrows, you didn't graph a line. You graphed a line segment. So make sure you do that. Okay, let's do another one to finish it up. Very simple. Let's do y equals 3 over 2 x plus 1. So again, we need to start by doing our x and y axis. Then we locate the y-intercept point. Then we play with the slope, knowing that 3 is up and 2 is to the right. I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3, and 2 to the right. To form a line, I only need 2 points, so that will be enough. Wow, I did a somehow decent line. That's that's how easy it is. So let me give you one exercise for you. You have 1 minute to graph it. Okay, that's a negative one. Right? Don't look. I'm gonna do it here. When you're finished, just check your work. Please pause it because I'm gonna be explaining what I did. Right? Now let's show your work. So it's negative 2 over 3. That's the slope. I cannot use it until I locate a point. So I know a point is located in 0, negative 1, which is my y-intercept. Once I have that, I can play with my slope. It's told me to go down 2 and 3 to the right. That makes sense. It's a negative slope. So you should go from left to right with 2 points. I can graph it. Let's try that again. And we have our line. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I'm gonna try to do a second video because, of course, not always you get your equations in this form. So if what you're trying to do doesn't have your equation in this form, the only thing you need to do is solve for y. If you don't know how to do that, please check my library. There's tons of videos there. All right. Thank you. Have a good one. Please don't forget to subscribe. It's really important for me for you guys to subscribe.